People think blessings always come with noise. Drums. Shouts. Testimonies that shake the church ceiling. But the seed that changed my life was planted quietly. So quietly that nobody noticed. Not even me. My name is Samuel. I am not a pastor. Not a choir leader. Not a prophet armor bearer. I was just a young man living in ABA, inside a compound where everybody knew everybody's business, especially the bad ones. That compound had one well that never had water when you needed it. One landlord who collected rent like he was collecting tithes. And neighbors who prayed for miracles but refused to greet each other. I was struggling. Not Instagram struggling. Real struggling. I finished secondary school 5 years earlier. No job. No connection. No helper. Just faith. And even that faith was tired. One Sunday evening, rain started falling unexpectedly. Heavy rain. The type of rain that does not ask questions. I ran into the nearest church to hide. That church was New Dawn Chapel. I did not enter because of God. I entered because of rain. That is how honest this story is. Inside, the service had already started. The pastor was preaching about service. I wanted to leave, but the rain refused to stop. So I sat at the back. Then something happened. The pastor said, "Some people are praying for harvest. But they have never planted anything in my house." People shouted amen. I did not. Because I was thinking, what does God want from someone who has nothing? No money. No status. No influence. What seed was I supposed to plant? After the service, as people were leaving, I noticed something. The church was messy. Chairs were scattered. The fan was still spinning uselessly. Papers were on the floor. Nobody stayed behind. I do not know why. But I stood up and started arranging the chairs. Nobody asked me. Nobody noticed. I just did it. And something inside my chest felt calm. The following week, I returned. Not to pray. Not to give offering. To arrange chairs. Then I started opening windows. Sweeping the altar. Arranging hymn books. No title. No uniform. No recognition. Sometimes people thought I was a worker. Other times, they ignored me completely. The pastor did not even know my name. And honestly, I liked it that way. But let me tell you the truth. Service is sweet only when people are clapping. There were days I felt foolish. Other young men were hustling. Some were learning barbing. Some were doing online work. Me. I was sweeping church floors for free. People in my compound mocked me. One neighbor said, "Church no dey pay rent." Another said, "God will not put food on your table." Some days. I believed them. One Sunday, after cleaning, I sat down alone. The church was empty. I looked at the altar and whispered, "God, if this thing is useless, let me know. I am tired." There was no thunder. No voice from heaven. Just silence. But that silence did not push me away. It kept me. One Saturday morning, the pastor asked for volunteers. The church wanted to organize a community outreach. He needed someone to help coordinate chairs, sound system, and movement. People avoided eye contact. Then the pastor pointed in my direction. What is your name again?" "Samuel, sir." "I see you here every week. Can you help?" That was the first time he noticed me. The outreach was successful. Very successful. People came. Elders noticed my coordination. Deacons started greeting me. Not because I announced myself, but because service speaks louder than introduction. After that day, people began calling me that committed young man. One Sunday, a man sat beside me. He asked, "What do you do?" I almost said nothing. But something inside me said, tell the truth. So I said, I serve here. I help coordinate things. He nodded. Said nothing. 2 weeks later, he returned. He told me he owned a small logistics company. He said he needed someone responsible. Someone faithful. Someone tested. There was no interview. No bribe. Just observation. I got the job. Not because I prayed harder than others, but because service trained me. When nobody was watching. Within 1 year, I moved out of that compound. I helped my younger sister return to school. I supported church projects quietly. I did not announce anything. Because I now understood something. Seeds are not loud. They are planted. They are buried. They are ignored. But they grow. The seed I planted in God's house was not money. It was availability. Today, when people see me, they ask, Samuel, what prayer did you pray? I smile. And I answer softly. I swept floors. When nobody was clapping. If you are serving silently. If nobody is noticing. If it feels useless. Stay. Seeds grow underground first.